Hey, this is Jack Downs with a little video about how to handle some basic sound problems in Premiere, and I'm also going to throw in some stuff about slow motion and fast forward at the end of this. So a few different things. First of all, let's take a look at this chunk of video here. More than the video there, I want you to look at the audio. And we can start by looking at the waveform of the audio, and you already see something is wrong. It's got a lot of audio on the left channel. In fact, I can see the little L there, and none on the right. Well, there's some on the right, but just not that much. If I play it, watch over here as she starts to talk in just a
I
moment.
would bring my friends and family because my friends are technically family. I'd go anywhere they want to go.
Okay. Did you notice that the left slider gauge levels were way up higher? In fact, they're actually peaking, right? That's another problem, is they're actually too high. So what can you do about this? Well, there's a number of ways we could fix it. Here's two of them. But first of all, the important thing is to notice that there is an imbalance in the audio. And whenever you see this, you should address it. Sometimes there is literally no audio in one channel. It's completely blank. Sometimes it's just very unbalanced. It could be a fault in the mic. It could be the way the mic is being used. It's being used improperly. Or it could just be that there's a mic that only collects sound in one channel, which does happen. Some mics might be made that way. Whenever the key thing is to notice it and then to fix it. So here we are. We're going to fix it. Here's one easy way. If we went to Effects and we went to Audio Effects and we went to the Special folder. In the special folder, we have these two here: fill left with right and fill right with left. And that would do just what you would imagine we could do, right? It would apply the all from one channel into the other channel. So we would want to fill the right with the left. I would drag and drop it on here like any other effect. I see it shows up as an active FX. Okay, good. And if I play now, let me go back to editing for a moment, and you can watch these sliders over here. All right. If I play now.
So I don't care. And what would it be like? Hopefully fun and not hectic. Well, kind of hectic.
Now, it didn't change the way the wave looks form. It just, waveform looks, it just sent all the audio one direction. All the audio is now actually coming from the left channel into both channels. And we could see here, and if you were listening with headphones, you would also notice that it has changed from one channel to both channels. Okay, that's good. I'm going to do Control Z though, and now we see that FX is not active. If I play here, I notice it's back the old way it was, right? Okay, good. Now let's try something else. Another option would be if I do a right click on, if I select the audio, and by the way, the audio has to be selected, yes. I do a right click, I go to Audio Channels. Here I have another option. I could say take from the right channel, use the left channel. Okay, the media source. I could say okay. Now you see it's actually shown me. It's just duplicated that. It's essentially the left in both channels. Okay, if I play.
Family, because my friends are technically family. I'd go
Okay,
anywhere
good.
they want to go.
Either one of those solutions is fine. All right, so you fixed it. But now here's something else we could fix. What about the fact that this is peaking? It's coming up a little too high. I'm getting red over here. This one isn't too bad, but if you are way too close to the mic, or you have them, or for some reason someone's really being too loud, you may want to normalize the audio. More likely, you're gonna have audio that's really low, and you want to normalize it. Okay. This is normalization, of course, affects the entire clip. So this isn't going to like completely take care of issues where you have the questions are loud, but the answers are lower volume. You'd have to select pieces of the audio to normalize or increase the gain of them. Of course, we could just increase or decrease the gain overall. And we could do that by going to right-click Audio Gain and change the gain. But here's where we could also normalize. We can normalize the peaks. So I'm going to say, I'm going to normalize all peaks to a -1. So it's going to be just below where it would hit. I'm going to say OK. And you may have noticed that all the peaks went down slightly. If I play it now, back up a little bit, right around where those big peaks were,
I would bring my
it's no longer
friends and
peaking
family, because
anymore.
my friends are technically family. I'd go.
And likewise, if I had very quiet video, well, I'll show you it as an example. Okay, good. Let's put my cursor here, and I'm going to use my razor blade and go to there and cut it. And now I'm going to now just have this take effect on. I'm just going to select this video. Let's get this video out of here, down here out of the way. Just this one here. And now I'm going to again do normalize. Now because it has very low, I'm going to go audio gain, normalize. I'm going to make them to -1 and say OK. And that brings the audio way up. Now this audio wasn't doing very much. It's just background noise. We're hearing somebody else asking or maybe we're hearing the questions being asked off screen, kind of, right? Okay. So we've learned how to handle mono or unbalanced sound, and we learned how to normalize audio in Premiere. Okay, let's try something else. What if you want to change the amplitude of audio? I now have our Gary Boy's. Okay, now it's relatively loud audio. It's not peaking, but it's close. Now, we already saw that you could adjust the entire thing by doing a right click, and you did this before when you were using this as coverage. Right click again, audio gain, and set the gain to, or adjust the gain by a negative amount. Okay, good. Another way, just so you can see you could do it, is what happens if I hover over this line, right? If I hover this line, it says volume level is unchanged, but I could take it, I could bring it down or bring it back up. I could increase or decrease the decibels of everything here. But I'm going to do Control Z because, again, that's the whole thing. I want to show you that if I hover over this, some people call this the rubber band, this audio gain line here. If I hover over the audio gain line, but if I hit the control button at the same time, I get a little plus mark, and I can hit a dot, and I can hit another dot. And all of a sudden, you realize what we're doing here is audio envelopes. This is how to make an audio envelope in Premiere. So we can control the audio and make it vary, go up and down throughout an area, not just all the way up or all the way down, not just normalize, but it controls the entire thing. So I have made these little dots, and I can take that dot and I can move it way up. So it starts super loud, and it goes down super quiet. Then it comes up, and then it goes down again. Maybe it holds steady down there, like that. So this is going to really change the audio around. If we play it, it goes super loud, super quiet, up to kind of normal, and down again to relatively quiet. So essentially you can make audio fades and changes in amplitude that happen throughout a clip, as opposed to just at the beginning or end where we've done crossfades or audio, like something like audio crossfades, or not just the entire clip. So that was how to do the envelope. Okay. Those are some basic sound things. There's actually a lot more sound stuff you could do, almost anything you imagine. And if you're ever interested in trying to handle a sound problem or anything else, actually, there's such a huge user base for Adobe Premiere. All you got to do is search Adobe Premiere, Google Adobe Premiere, and what is it you want to do. And there's probably something out there to do it. Many times, though, many special features are using add-ons or other items that you can purchase for the program. So that's just a caution about that. But one thing we can do without an add-on or purchasing it is a fast forward or and slow motion. And for that, I want to get a different clip, which I forgot to get. Let me just see if I have it handy here. Yeah, we're going to grab our favorite clip, which is, again, teasing the teaching assistant. Okay, good. And I'm going to get rid of this one here. I'm going to go drag and drop Jessica in here, right? And I don't need this anymore to show me that so huge, so I'll make that smaller again. Okay, good. So this clip is relatively short. as you can see, right? And I'll zoom. Well, I'll get back there. You zoom like that a little bit. Okay, good. So with this clip, I would like it to go. If we just remind ourselves what it looks like here, right? Beginning, get it within the window. There. Come on, you there. Good. And we'll put our cursor back at the very beginning, and it's Jessica just talking like.
If I could only eat one food per.
Good. What if I want that to go? Let's say fast forward. Okay, so if I do a right click and I use speed duration. Speed duration is how we do this. I could say make the. I'm gonna change the speed to 200%. Right? Now the duration has gotten much shorter as a result, so it's twice as fast. So I say, okay, it's really gotten short now, and now it sounds like this and looks like this. Okay, I'm going to do Control Z. What if I wanted to do super speed up, but I don't want the voice to sound quite as silly as that, right? Because when something goes faster, the pitch goes up also. So if I go speed duration, and again I go to 200, I could say, that's not 200, 200. I could say maintain audio pitch. Okay, let's say okay to that. Now let's play and listen and watch also. Okay, good. Now what if I want to make it super slow motion? I'll do Control Z again, and I'm going to do right click again, speed duration, and I'm going to make it to 50%, which makes it a lot longer. And I guess I will say, well, first I'll just do it without the pitch change. Watch, listen. That's pretty neat. I like that. In fact, I probably like that better than if I do it without changing the pitch. I'm going to go speed duration, make it to 50. Whoops, not 500, 50. And we're going to maintain audio pitch and say, okay, put my cursor about there.
If I could only eat one food per week.
Okay, so let's fast forward in slow motion. Would there ever be any reason for you to use this? Well, of course you could use it for fun and silliness, but another thing is, imagine that you're doing like a how-to and you've shown some steps carefully. Then maybe you want to show the whole thing being built. And of course, the actual building process all at once, you could do that and then run it through as fast forward so you could see it, the whole thing come together quickly after you'd shown individual items. On the other hand, let's say you are showing something that does happen very quickly and you're trying to analyze the parts of it. Let's say you're doing a video about the parts of a baseball hitter's swing. Well, you could, of course, film it normally, but then when you go through it and you explain it, you probably want to show it in slow motion. So there are a few other tidbits for you. Again, if you have any interest in doing anything else, just look it up.